Hi, welcome to another episode of DeepTalks.tv. This series that we'll be doing today, it's called the Deep Dive. This is where we go into the nitty-gritty of an interesting business to see what they're doing, how they're doing it, so that maybe you could pick up some takeaways to use in your own business ventures. The business we'll be touching on today, it's called Zillow. Zillow is a technology company that has pretty quickly become one of the biggest players in the real estate market. And the kicker is that they're not even a brokerage. So what on earth are they doing? Well, let's dive right into it. This entire series, quick video, will be divided into three parts. First, we'll do the highlights as to what the basic facts about the business are. Then we get into the weeds of it, how the business actually runs on the inside. And finally, I'll leave you some takeaways and some insights so you could go ahead and use them how you wish. So let's start with Zillow's background. Zillow was started in 2006 by two guys that came out of Expedia. So you know that they understand how to build a marketplace, allowing you to go to one place and look at airline tickets, car rentals, hotel stays, and all that stuff, right? That's the background that they bring to Zillow. 2005, they're in the market to buy a house. They don't get the information they need, so they say, let's start Zillow. So Zillow's first version was you could go onto the site, look at listings in your neighborhood, and connect with like the local people you would need to close on the house. People like agents, brokers, mortgage lenders, stuff like that. So that was the first version. Okay. So from 2006 to 2018, Zillow had laser focus on that one thing, becoming bigger and bigger as the only place where people want to go to find real estate listings. That's it. More and more people kept coming to Zillow sites, looking at listings, and then connecting with agents, brokers, all those people. That's it. Nothing else. So how did Zillow make money? For the first 12 years of its life, Zillow only had one way to make money. Because it had so many people coming to its site, it allowed agents, brokers, lenders, all these people to buy ad space to get in front of these audiences. That's it, just that one revenue stream. In the last 2 years, it added one more revenue stream called iBuying. I'm going to get into each revenue stream in a minute. Don't worry about that. But that, just so you know, always made money from ads, now added one more revenue stream. It also had a third revenue stream, makes a little bit of money from mortgages, but that's about it. Now, when I say a lot of people go to Zillow's sites and apps and all that stuff, what do I mean? Zillow clocks in, get this, 8 billion visits in a year. That's 2019's numbers. And it's not just on Zillow.com. Zillow is not just Zillow.com. Zillow also owns a bunch of other sites. Zillow owns like Street Easy, Hot Pads, Naked Apartments, a bunch of these sites. Okay. Now, the biggest one of these. So Zillow got so big that it bought out its biggest competitor in 2014, Trulia, for $3.5 billion, okay? So one of the biggest competitive advantages that Zillow has is its data. It spent a lot of time and money amassing data on every US home. I think they have data on about more than 110 million homes. Data like when was it sold, how much was it sold for, data on the neighborhood, schools, all that stuff. So it uses all this data to create estimates on how much the homes are worth. They call this the Zestimate. This is what is allowing them to go into this second revenue stream, bring in money from this thing called iBuying. I'll get into that in a second. Now let's talk about, when I talk about revenues, how much did Zillow actually bring in? In 2019, Zillow brought home $2.74 billion in revenues. About half of that, about 45%, a little less than half of that, still came from ads, right? All these people giving them money to show ads to audiences. But the second half of that, about 50%, came from this iBuying program, and a little bit came from mortgages. Now, let's dive into what's actually happening inside Zillow. So we already know Zillow makes money three ways, right? Ads, the iBuying program, and mortgages, right? When I say ads, I mean, if you're coming to Zillow.com, you are in the market for real estate. Either you want to sell your home, or you want to buy a new place, you want to rent a new place, get a loan, any of that stuff, okay? There are a lot of people who would pay big money to get in front of you. So Zillow charges them a hefty amount of money every month for each market to show their name, show their information to any person visiting Zillow.com, okay? That makes them a lot of money right here. Now, if you're trying to buy a new place or rent a new place, you would most likely be interacting with either agents and brokers or property managers, right? Zillow has products for both of these types of people, okay? For property managers, it makes money either when you sign a lease or when you just click on a contact form on a listing. Okay. Now, agents are the biggest cash cow for Zillow. It's the biggest profit center. Zillow has a product called Premier Agent, through which it even gives agents free websites. Now, why am I paying as an agent? Why do I pay Zillow? Let's say you are you come across Zillow.com, you're looking at a listing that you like, you go onto the listing, you hit the contact agent button, right? I want to contact somebody for this listing that I'm interested in. no matter who the agent for that listing is, I can pay to show up, to have my face and my information show up there, and as soon as you hit contact, your information comes to me. So I'm paying Zillow for leads, okay? Now, the reason this is the biggest profit center is because it doesn't cost Zillow almost anything to show a couple more lines of text, my name, my photo, on a page, right? It costs them nothing more, but it's something people are willing to pay a lot of money for, okay? Now, Zillow also makes money two other ways, the mortgages and the iBuying program. Let's get into that. First off, mortgages. Zillow isn't really a bank. It's not giving you the mortgage money. That's not how it makes money. It's just a technology company. Don't forget that. Now, the mortgage industry in the United States is so riddled with consumer protection regulation. There are so many thousands of different types of products and sub-products and all that stuff that it's become super complicated for any lay person to navigate by themselves. That's one part of it. Second part of it is there's a lot of paperwork that goes into it, right? A mortgage lender or broker typically works with you to put all of your paperwork together. Stuff like they need literally everything about you. They need your bank statements, your credit statements, your credit history, your payment histories, your information on your home, the insurance you have, the insurance you're going to get, your proof of income, proof of assets, bank, all that stuff. Putting all this together is called mortgage origination. So Zillow just wrote a whole bunch of code and made it super easy and intuitive to put all this together, get all that information from you. All this information is made into a packet, and that's what goes to a lender, somebody who's giving you the money, so they can calculate what your actual final rates are going to be. Okay, now these people are okay paying a little more money to have somebody else get all this stuff done on your behalf. So that's how Zillow makes money from mortgages. It's called getting a fee of mortgage origination for that. They also bought a software called Mortec that mortgage folk that is used in the mortgage industry to make some money from SaaS also. So that's comparatively a small sliver of their total overall revenues. Now let's get into iBuying. So iBuying, Zillow made about $1.3 billion from iBuying in 2019. That's a whole lot of money. How come? iBuying is just Zillow becoming a flipper, a house flipper. What that means is Zillow gives you an offer on your home after just asking you a few questions. It doesn't come visit your home. It doesn't ask you for any repairs. Doesn't make you work with a broker or an agent. Any of that. You don't need to do any of that. Usually offers are made within 24 to 48 hours. That's super fast. How is it even doing that? It's doing that because it has a whole lot of data to go off of. It's looking at comparables, what other comparable houses that are similar to yours went for in the recent history, and uses all this information to give an offer on your home. It's very much giving you an offer below market value because it knows what it can get at market value for your home. It's giving you a little less because it's quicker, right? That's the premium you're paying, or that's the cost you are paying for getting this done quickly. The only people who are most likely to go for this are people who need cash fast, right? So you will be willing to give up some of the value in your home to get this completed and cash in your bank super fast. That's iBuying. I stands for instant offers, like just instant buying. That's it. So Zillow quotes you a little less, buys it a bit cheaper from you, maybe make some repairs to it, maybe not, doesn't matter, and then sells it either at market value or a bit more than market value. That's it. That's literally it. There are a lot of concerns with iBuying. It's yet to be seen whether this is going to be a successful play or not. There are a lot of companies coming up in this industry, in this particular subcategory within real estate. I have a separate segment on the concerns and getting deeper into iBuying that's coming up later. For all that data I mentioned that went into creating Zestimates about a few minutes ago, the data on 110 million homes, that's the core. That's what Zillow is using and relying upon to kind of figure out the values of homes instantaneously and place offers on them. Okay. Now, remember, Zillow made about $2.7 billion in revenue last year, but they expect that this iBuying program is going to make them $20 billion in the next few years. That's a whole lot of money. Whew, that was a lot. Okay, so this is the part that you all have been waiting on, the actual insights and takeaways from how Zillow is making its money. Okay, let's get into these. Zillow, so in order to make the money that Zillow is making, in order to make a lot of money from ads, you kind of need to have a really large, dedicated audience or a smaller, super engaged audience. Okay, Zillow has one of those. It has a super large audience. 8 billion visits a year, right? There's a whole lot of visits, eyeballs coming onto Zillow. So it allows them to charge the money it charges and make money from advertising. Second is, it always had just one revenue stream the first 12 years of its business. That's kind of risky, and that's especially that's being ads. Ads can be volatile. Making money from ads can be risky. Ad money can literally vanish overnight once a recession hits. Okay, so they knew they had to diversify. If your primary ad source or revenue source is something that's not stable or that can go away anytime soon, you know you need to diversify. It's either innovate or you die. So Zillow wants to own the entire life cycle of anyone who's in the market for real estate. Whether you're buying, selling, renting, getting a loan, any of that stuff, it wants to own the entire life cycle. That means is it starts off by giving you a whole lot of information that you may need to go about your purchase or sell or whatever your transaction, and that's what allows it to create and build trust with its audience. Now, the way it makes money is that it's either sells you services or it sells you as product to other providers, right? Agents, brokers, all that stuff. So key is solve your customers' need in a big way, right? Solve one of the big needs and make a really elegant solution so that you can over time build trust, and then you can it becomes either sell them services or sell them as product. Two of the takeaways. So first is data. You can see how data can be a competitive advantage, especially in an industry where information isn't readily available. Especially there, data can be gold, right? Real estate is one of those places. Medical industry is another one of those examples. So find an industry where information isn't readily available and become the source of the information. Okay, super big competitive advantage there. Second one being marketplaces. We love marketplaces. They can scale really well. They can have economies of scale. They can keep operations light and lean, and they can, therefore allowing them to see great margins, right? Another one is, remember how Zillow gives away a free websites to its agents? Why does it do that? It knows that if it gives away free sites to its agents are more likely to put their listings on Zillow. They're more likely to spend time on Zillow, interact with the product a little more, be more ingrained within the network, and they're more likely to actually convert to giving in money to get leads from specific markets, right? Knows that. So give away a product that you know a part of your user base really, really wants and needs, so you can have them spend more time into your product and maybe convert them, right? Zillow does that pretty well. So this last one is the biggest one, and this is about something Zillow is not doing a good job at. We all know agents are the biggest cash cow for Zillow. They pay the biggest bucks, and they're the biggest profit pit as well. Okay, but Zillow is not doing a great job at all at keeping this market happy. They're not doing a great job. There's a lot of controversy going on between agents and people in real estate really hating on Zillow. Okay, they're not solving a real need in a really nice way for their agents. They need to do a better job at it because it's really important to keep this profit pit coming in. This money needs to keep coming in so that Zillow can continue investing in these other revenue streams until these other ones start making a whole lot of money and Zillow can completely focus on those. This has to continue coming in. So the takeaway is protect your margins, protect your profit pits. Make sure that money coming in. Now, how can Zillow do a better job at it? One of the biggest complaints we hear from people in real estate is Zillow charges a whole lot of money for leads that end up being really bad or poor quality leads. The leads are not great quality. So Zillow definitely needs to do a better job at qualifying these leads before it hands them off to agents. One of the businesses we know of, and not probably the only one that I've seen or come across that does a great job at this, is suburbanjunglegroup.com. They're a small niche little team that spends a whole lot of time nurturing and qualifying leads before they even get to agents. So that by the time the leads come into the agent's inbox, those folks are ready to go. Okay, so that's the takeaway. So on that note, if you learned something you did not previously know, I urge you to please subscribe and share. I'm trying to get this channel up and running, so I'd appreciate any help anything you can do to that extent. But more importantly, in the comment section, definitely let me know what you thought. Right? I'm here to respond to everything that you mentioned. But also, if there are any other companies that you would like me to do a deeper dive on, by all means, put them into the comments, and I promise you I'll do them. I'm going to do two more quick tiny segments, one of them being on why people in the real estate industry hate Zillow, and the other one being the concerns that have come about of the iBuying program, right? So it's something new, a lot of players in it, but there's something to look out for. It can be a big one. So by all means, check out those two videos also. Let me know what you think. Until then, I'll see you next time. This is Deepak Devjani signing off.